our corporate trainer, Mr. Kwa, who is going to be sharing about business mapping, right? And followed by Gary, who's going to be talking about branding and how it's going to affect your business and how we can actually map out your own branding and stuff like that. First and foremost, for those of you who do not have a piece of paper or whatever, I would really suggest for you to get it, put it right in front of you, because you will actually need to do some exercise later, right? So get a piece of pen as well as several pieces of paper so that you're able. Okay, Lam is handing out some paper. For those of you who need some paper, please put up your hands, please. Quick, guys. Okay, each session is going to last for 45 minutes, and we are going to be very, very on time on this. So, given that we have started at 4:15 sharp right now, Kwa will be ending at 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock sharp, followed by Gary, who's going to take the session right up to 5:45. Yeah. Okay, are we done? Guys, for those of you who are not seated yet, can you all kindly just take your seats quickly? If there are not enough chairs, can you all just get some chairs from somewhere? Okay, without much ado, let's give a big round of applause to Kwa, and let's welcome him to start off the session. Yeah?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Kwa, for the visitors, KUA, that's my name, Kwa, and I'm from a company called My Connect, where we provide sales and marketing training as well as consultation. My voice is a little bit different today because I think there was some bug somewhere up here. It will not affect the training, of course. Now, for this session, actually, it's not going to be a real training. What it will be, actually, it's more of how you want to look into your business and what are the factors that may affect your business. And because of that, you are able to see where the challenges or what we call bottlenecks would be. So before I continue, is this speed okay for everybody? At the back, can you hear me clearly? Can you see the screen now? Okay, good. Now, so that's why it's a workshop session where you need to work while I shop. No. You need to work, and we will just, I will still go around to help each other to see what the things are. Now, when we talk about business mapping, what it means actually is that this is what happened. One of the primary objectives of business is to create sales. Is that right? I know there are some people have business for different reasons, but this one, we generally assume that our business is to create what we call revenue, money. Would it be fair to say that? So if that's going to be the way, however, based on my consultation with my clients, sometimes even in sales, marketing, multinational, or SMEs, it's quite surprised that there are somehow clients who are not clear how the money was printed in their company. That means, how do you generate money in your company? All they know is that if I were to buy an insurance, for example, they pay me money. That is how money is generated. Yes, but that is the last part when the money was quote-unquote printed. But what happens before that? And what happens after that? These two parts, before and after, are important because these two parts are all the factors that can make more or make less, okay, of the result, which is the money that you need. All right? So in other words, for business reason today, I will raise the bar. We will not use the word money. We will use the word revenue. Is that fair? Fine? Okay, so now from now on, we'll call that revenue. So what is my revenue generating model? And that's what we call by business mapping. All right? Now it's very loud. Right. Now, how the challenge actually is that without understanding how revenue is generated, that if you have that situation, or if I have that situation, what happens actually is that it's very difficult to understand how marketing is related to the final part when customer give me money. It's very difficult to relate how by having more salesmen can help me generate more revenue. or by having less resignation is important to my revenue, or is the customer service important? So that's the first part. The second part, why we need to have it is because we want to have a bird's eye view. Bird's eye view is nothing more than if I stand high up here, I can see what is my production like. If I were to be somewhere very low here, I'm already surrounded by my business factors around me to the point that I don't know what is important or not important. Right? That's why when you go to a jungle, if on a helicopter, you can see that this bugger is lost. Turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right, can already lah. But when you're in the jungle, everything around you are leaves and trees, you cannot see. That's why the business mapping gives you the resources and also the solutions. In other words, some of you, do everyone here think that digital advertising is important? Okay. Question is it really important for your business? I have seen people who want to deal with car workshop. I have seen people who want to sell certain batteries or services, put up a billboard on a highway. Do I just turn left, exit the highway, just go to your workshop and do my car? No. I still based on referral system, the people that I used to work for, or maybe going to the authorized dealer because otherwise my warranty will be void. So what's the reason that they want to do a billboard advertising for car workshop? So these are the things that are relevant and not relevant because everything can generate values. Everything can give you revenue. But which one is the right timing and which one is important at this point in time? That is to avoid what we used to say here in ITL, don't bark at the wrong tree. You will bark at the tree later, but not today, because you are not there yet. Okay? So that's why this is how the business mapping will work. And for today, if you agree on all these points, what we're going to do very simple is that the objective is to demonstrate to you first how a production line is developed for a consumer goods business. However, this is just an example. How a consumer goods business generate revenue. Then, on your own, is for you to understand for your own business how by today, in the next 20 minutes or so, you will draw your own business map. Now, at this point, it sounds very strange. Map, like what? Like Waze, like Google. I show you that, understand now? When you understand that, that's very good because things are supposed to be simple, not complicated. Okay? The second one is that it will provide guidelines how to develop the production line, and it's very simple. So for those who do not have this, then I will say that I'm very happy because after the 20 minutes, for the first time, you see the production line of your business, how it finally generates revenue. Can I go on? Any questions so far? Not yet, because you know what it's like. Okay. Now, business mapping. I'm going to share with you, this is a very simple model, and Jason at the back, can you see these two lines? Still can. Okay, your eyesight is very good. Now, this is most of the time a typical situation is that when you purchase something, you will get value. How they generate money? When the customer go to the cashier and pay the money, that's generating. Right? It's simple as that. However, if you are one company that supply, let's say, for example, to a pharmacy. Let's say you are supplying to Guardian Pharmacy. Is the customer paying your money? No, right? It's a pharmacy paying you. So that will be the purchase, not the customer. But is the shopper important? Yes. That's why we're going to draw the whole system where the lines are. All right? And again, okay, so the first part actually is that, okay, I give you a model of a typical skincare product, for example. Okay? Anybody here don't use skincare? Very good. No wonder you look different. Right. Anyway, in skincare, we also sell hope. Hope and dream is more important. All right, fine. Okay, let's go here. Now, for example, I'll just go through slowly, but this is about a product, a consumer product. Later, you will work on your business because we have different way of generating money. Now, let's assume this way. I got consumers, right? If the consumers come to my shop, Right, first of all, what do they know? They need to be aware of this brand called quality. My brand name is called Quality. All right, so they were aware. Yeah, I heard of this one. All right, they have heard of it. So what's the next part? They say, che, quality, stupid name like that, how to believe? What is this all about? So therefore, awareness, number one, is important because if I don't know you, I won't buy you. The second part, if I know you, doesn't mean I will buy you. Because I must have strong reason to believe you are good. Right? I give a simple sentence over here. Let's use, since I use myself, for example. Okay? I give you one statement to see whether you understand very clearly or not, okay? I am the most handsome man in this world. Do you understand the English? Do you believe? It's another story. That's called reason to believe. There's a difference between what you claim and reason to believe. Not to charge anybody. Sometimes we stand up here. Any problem you find me because I'm one stop for all your problems. You see there? You can solve my wife problem, man. So that's why a lot of brands, we have a lot of taglines and claims. However, what is equally important is that the reason to believe. I'm not talking about marketing here, so I go very fast. Yeah? So over here, then the next part is that when there's reason to believe, then people are willing to try. That is my model for my quality product. So when people are going to trial, then they may start to purchase. When they purchase, what happens? They will use. When they use, they are maybe convinced, wow, really good. Then, or it also could be, they become users. When they are convinced now, they continue to buy. That becomes users. When they become users, what happens? They may recommend to somebody else. Or they also may buy for others. Can happen? So if that happens, then those that recommend may now have increased awareness. Kwa told me that now Jessica's told you that Quality is a very good skincare brand. Now you start to create even more awareness. And then on this other side, when the user buy for others, they may now increase trial. Because my customer buy and give it to you. Now you are trying. So it's generating. So in this case, this is my business map. If I open a store that sells skincare product, it's relevant to me, but may not be relevant to your business. The good news is that if you're in hair salon, quite close. All right? Only that it's not a tangible product. It's a service that was rendered there and then. If you are into waxing, quite close. You are into a lot of things where you are giving service to a customer where there's retail, it's very close. That's why I choose this. If it's insurance, modify a bit. All right, but it's okay because you can still draw your own line. Now, this is not end of it. This is called a business mapping. Now that we know, this is called knowledge. Now we need the wisdom part. All right, able to name a scientific name of something, it doesn't mean you understand it. You just know how the name of it. But what does it mean? All right. Now, if I have this model right now, then you can see that if this is my production line, this is from upstream, that means before the purchase, all the way to the purchase. This is called upstream, and this will call the downstream. After buying, what happened? All right. So in this particular case, from a marketing angle, I can see if I increase consumers, can I increase my business? All right. So maybe I need to do targeting. My segmentation must be now not appealing to the man, but also the woman. Not only to the Chinese, but also the Malay. This is where you expand your market, for example. All right? Or I can even go for awareness. If I increase awareness, can I increase my production line? Increase my purchase. Or it could be brand awareness, could be advertising, could be word of mouth advertising, could be my unique selling proposition become important. All right? I'm not teaching marketing today. I'm not sharing marketing. I'm sharing you the business mapping. After that, what you need to do. The next part here, if people believe my brand more, then they will buy, fair? But what are the things you can do? If I have more people to try my product, would it work? Maybe it can work as well. Purchase. If I have promotions or display, I put more awareness on the store itself. Can that generate? Maybe. I also can say, if I educate them, okay, I do demonstration, they will use the product more. Possible. Then product quality and USP, maybe it's very important to convince the customer. Or when they become user, I may want to generate loyalty, upgrade them to better products or cross-sell. That also can give me more sales. Or the last one, or the second last one could be recommend. Easy for people to recommend. I give that incentive to recommend. MLM, for example, used here. Become one of the line. Also can. And of course, lastly, when they buy for others, I can do gift pack, promo pack, and things like that. See the point? All right. So once you have this already, because I want to know actually within this whole line, everything can do. But we do everything. Right? So we prioritize. At this stage, which area is the most important for you? If your business is very new, someone want to do loyalty card, what are you talking about? Right? Some new store opening, the first thing to talk about is margin. To me, it's more important if customer come to my shop first. Right? Someone apply principle, my company policy is must make 40% margin, otherwise don't do. You can have all the lines, but your revenue line is zero, everything also 0 1. All right? So that's why it's very important that for this particular part, then you just ask a simple question. Which part is currently my major jam, bottleneck? Which part is I'm jam, so that if I have more, it will be better. Now you see the point? Now, just to understand this thing, assuming that actually you are an auto repair shop that has been in Malaysia for maybe in Sungai Buloh for more than 10 years, what would you think would be the bottleneck? Is it more customer? If a auto shop, repair shop is in Sungai Buloh for more than 10 years, you think they don't, is it customers? Which one you think is the bottleneck challenge? After 10 years, people who want to come already come. People who don't want to come never come. Because it's not the major thing. So the major thing moving study actually is that it could be more on after they buy, whether they come back or not. So loyalty become important. So I want my business that the customer there keep on coming back to me. Then I said, now I need to focus on user. Loyalty is the key thing because they come back. Get the point? Then I can again draw one line from user. Please constant balik purchase. Here, back to here. So that they purchase. That's called loyalty. Okay, so far, I'm not sharing marketing. I'm sharing business mapping. That means my objective is to help you to see the map so that you can draw the map. All right, then from the map, what could be relevant to you? Which means, is it going to be this part more important, this part more important? But I'll share with you a few tips, which is quite easy for you to recognize your bottleneck. So far, okay? Right. Now, understanding is one thing. The true understanding comes from action. If you do it, then you understand. So right now here, we are not sure yet. Neither are you. So now we go to the exercise. And which is good because I have 24 minutes for you to do exercise. Now, they'll give you the guidelines. First, very simple. In the circle, in the middle of your paper, whatever paper you're using, you put how the customer pay you first. How you collect the money. Okay? In a circle, you do the last transaction. People buy something from you and they pay you the money. Or people buy a service from you and pay you the money. That's all. You put that part first in the middle of your page. And for information, our brain doesn't work in portrait. Our brain works in panoramic, landscape. So if you try to draw it in a portrait, most likely you will get jammed. And don't try to do within the lines. Otherwise, your creativity will not flow. Alright, that's why my mapping is always landscape, never portrait. It's wide. Draw it. Alright, then the next thing you need to do is work upstream by asking what has to happen before this can take place. Before they purchase, what do they do? And you keep asking. As asking, you draw arrow. Alright, draw as many steps as you can. Okay, and continue to at least 3 to 4 steps before this transaction. Can we work on something that is normal? Let's say, for example, let's say we use any product you want to recommend? Any category? Huh? Hotel. Hotel rooms. Okay, let's use hotel room, for example. Before they check in and pay the money, what happened? They maybe must park the car. And your place got no car park. Die, lo? Right? For example, that would be relevant. We don't know how many you can draw, but you try to draw many. And we are all adults here. I can share with you one thing that we all have been children before, fair? We all have been in our childhood time before. One thing that most of us as adults has lost, actually, we dare not make mistakes. Mistakes are very fun. So this is, whatever in front of you is just a piece of paper. Please do your mistakes. Get it wrong. Don't worry about it. Because by doing it wrong, getting it whatever, you will eventually correct it and become correct. So hantam, write whatever you think is correct or not correct. You write, you don't care. Then you just cancel and write again. What's wrong with that? So be brave to just write down whatever that makes sense or don't make sense to you. Just write it down. All right. So now can you just look into your start area and go 3 steps backwards, what needs to happen before this transaction? Before they purchase something from you, what needs to happen? For you, it will be car park, lo. Go further, they will be like, they may see your brochure before, lo. Go further, maybe, they need to be holiday, lo. So, lubo chap, you just write. Otherwise, just cancel and write again. What's wrong with that? All right? And dare to make mistakes. So, get it wrong, please. It's okay one. It's just a piece of paper. Any question? Because from the back, any questions? It's a bit difficult to move up and down here right now. And I'll give you more time to draw afterwards. Just practice drawing so that your mind get used to drawing arrows. It could be because somebody recommend me, that's why holiday, that's why I park my car there, then I go to this place, example. Right? Because everything can be a bottleneck, so you don't know yet. Just draw whatever that comes to your mind. Your logic will be there, don't worry. Okay? Now, while you are drawing, okay, I need you to now focus on the next one, very simple. Work downstream again. And by asking, what will happen next? After they buy, they stay in a hotel room now, correct? Next, they may come down for dinner. Next, they may go shopping. Next, they go for movies. Next, they come back to the room. Next, what else? Next, they sleep early. Next, morning got breakfast. Next, they check out. Next, ask massage. Next, happy ending. Okay, next. What else? But I see when you draw next, you must be able to draw until next they go back to Malacca. Next, when there's another holiday, they come back. Then you can stop. Because if your arrow cannot come back, you have no loyalty. Right? If they don't come back, there's no loyalty. Get that one? So you then draw until you can see there is a next and come back to as a guest or as a user to buy. If you're not, sorry, you are doing what we call it's a foreign country visitor business. Satu kali saja. One time you do it. However, is that really true? No, because the agent will be doing it. the agent keep coming back with new customer, that is still loyalty. Get it? Don't think of it overly educational or overly classroom type. This is the things that we all have been doing. I just share with you how to put it into a piece of paper with arrows. That's all. Okay? Anybody feel that they cannot, so that I can help you right now? You are so blur. Okay. What do you do, Mr. Chris? Invest in wine. Okay. So now imagine a situation. Give me a situation of somebody just recently pay you money to invest in wine. Have you got? Okay. Let's call. What's the guy's name, for example? Huh? Dato ta. Let's say call Dato lah. Just for six, just call Dato. Dato pay you the money. What happened before they pay you the money? You send a proposal. What happened before the proposal? Now got one arrow already. Must be proposal. Before that, what happened? Okay, prepare one of your presentation. And before that, how did he append the presentation? Referral from the customer, right? Now you got 3 steps, right? Let's stop there first. Now do you see how that referral caused the person to go to your seminar, caused you to give a proposal, which when he's convinced, he buy from you. This is your business mapping. So which means, if I have to get more referrals, can I get more business? Maybe. If I do more talks, will that give me more business? Maybe. Or if my proposal is stronger, will that give me more business? Maybe. So we will look into the bottleneck afterwards. But this is to address that this is the step that you do. Now that the person has invested, door 3 steps downward, what happened? What will happen in the next, your investment phase, how long? 2, 3 years? 5 years, okay. So what happened now that he got the certificate? Now what happened? So he will wait. So in the meantime, what happened? Update him. Or get him to Bodo. For in this case, do you think the guy will go to Bodo? For this Dato? Not yet. Would he be the top client to go to Bodo? Bodo is a place in France, not stupid, Bodo. But anyway, it's called Bodo. Whether you like it, it's called Bodo. You know? So, what happened then? May be coming. Okay, so in that case, now the next step actually is that he got the certificate. The next step, get invitation. Next step, go to France. Right. But what if the customer is small? Then you straight away tell another, oh, look, my business, the repeat customer very slow. That become your mapping. You see? Then you can start thinking, oh, my bottleneck actually, I got 200 clients, but everybody no repeat purchase. Cannot ghost stand one. So how can I make it ghost stand? Maybe one way. Or to get more into it because the loyalty very low one. They'll stick to it, that's all. That becomes what it means. Clear, Chris? All right. Are you all drawing? Can draw? Get it wrong lah. It's very nice one. It's just practice. The more you practice, you get it. Yeah. So right now, okay, when you get that, okay, what happened actually is that then I will just you draw first. Anybody finish drawing? Before this, anybody finish drawing? Yeah. Sure.
Square.
Okay.
On the bottom part, downstream part.
Okay, for example, let's say the customer, Jason does printing, fair? I'm a customer. You have delivered your printing to me. I pay you the money. What happened next? Jason?
User.
They use it already, fine. After that? No more, right? So when do they come back to you?
When they finish.
When they finish, they come back to you.
Yep.
How do they come back to you? If they remember you.
Okay.
For example, that will be your next step. Oh, reminding them is very important. Or it could be finished already printing until the next marketing project. Do you know when?
No.
Okay, how do you know become a bottleneck? Get a buy?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Anyone finished drawing? Pamela has finished drawing. Christine? Okay. Okay, what the question actually, what about interim payment? Thanks for the question. Interim, which means I pay you 50%, then 30%, then 20%, like contractor, like that. All right, in this case, we will not discuss much because it's not relevant to your business revenue generating. It's more relevant to your cash flow. Do you have enough money to start the business or not? So it's less relevant, not important, but less relevant. Unless that part stop you from investing more. Then you have to change your policy from 50% maybe to 75%. That type of things. Yep. Okay. Okay. Now I would want Pamela to share because she has done it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Can somebody pass her the mic? Yeah. Okay. First of all, what business are we talking about?
My food retail business.
Which one would that be?
Let's say Lamia.
Okay, Lamia. Okay, we're talking about Lamia restaurant. Okay, fine. Next.
So how do the upstream part?
Before that, okay, what is the transaction like? I eat my Lamia.
You
I
eat
go to
your
cashier.
food.
I pay you the money.
Yes.
I jabot lah, right?
Yeah.
So what happened before I really order and eat? What happened before that?
They need to have this craving to come to my outlet.
They have craving.
To come
So
in.
which means, okay, fine, craving, huh? Okay, fine. Craving means must have that urge, want to eat.
Yeah, they wanna eat lamina,
Like
they wanna
today
eat the
today
tong or
I went to your store
something.
today, okay.
Yeah.
What else?
So then I guess then getting there, whether it's convenient for them to park or not.
Okay, fine.
So getting there, and then when they come in, the time involved in ordering, let's say the
Okay.
experience.
The experience, so we
Yeah.
group that under customer service
Yeah,
or
and
table service before order.
table
okay.
service before
And we
order.
move backward. What makes them come? There's an urge, right? And
Yeah.
there's parking, whatever. So right now, what happened? If you use this one as 3 steps, that means there is an urge. They go to the place, they park the car, they got good customer service, they order, and then they eat and pay.
And the food experience has to be good
Okay.
as well.
So which means you look at it this way, this is called a stream. Huh? From the urge to eat all the way to they pay at the cashier. Now ask yourself, if I were to make sure my quality of our product is great, it's very tasteful, would that create the urge? That becomes one of the areas. For example, I know that it can influence that. If I have a place where parking is really difficult, would that affect our business?
A little bit, but still they'll come because they got the
Okay,
urge.
there could be a little bit. There could be an impact to it. Oh, I must understand. The table service, is it important?
Yes.
So that becomes an area that you want to. All right, we are not talking which area to choose. We are saying that these are the steps that you use to reach from the beginning all the way to when they order and finish the food. Well, that's upstream. Then downstream, after paying,
Hopefully they remember. I mean, they had a very satisfying meal. After paying, they go for whether they go back to work, go home, sleep,
okay.
or go for whatever.
Until they feel the urge again.
Yes.
All right. Now, until they feel the urge again, yeah, I think I missed the dark egg char kway teow, for example. So when you have that, you know, how do you make them remember or create the urge?
How to make them remember?
For example, we are not talking about the how part. I mean, example is that if I want them to come back more, I must be able to create the urge more. But to create the urge more, it could be advertising, it could be running promotion, it could be informing them to email, it could be putting the dark egg, your picture more in the store because they work around here. This is where the downstream is in order to achieve back to the customer loyalty. Get that one? Yeah. So you got 7 minutes. Okay, so you got 10 minutes. Now you get the point? The point is that actually make sure that you're able to draw it out. Whether today is complete or not complete, it doesn't matter. It makes sense to you. Then you will start drawing it more. So that actually from there, if this is going to be the jam, what do I need to do? If this one is going to jam my business, what do I need to do? Because once you have that already, what you're going to do actually is that, you see, when you work on the downstream part, what happens next? How will the customer repeat purchase? How will the customer influence others? These are samples of it. So once you have this one already, Then you go to the next step called identifying the bottlenecks. What are the key bottlenecks that can stop my business from growing? A good example actually is that you look at the map, then you look at actually for each step, if I do more, can I generate more sales? That's a question I ask. If yes, what are the resources you think that is important? Example, do I need more money in this area? Do I need to have more people in this area? Do I need to have a system in this area? Do I need to have a solutions or leverage or knowledge or expertise? Increase your case actually is that when you submit the proposal, Chris, when you have a proposal, it was a life and death situation. If your proposal not convincing, it's gone. So therefore in that case, it can be a bottleneck. So therefore then improving your proposal and format may be very important. Or getting the right person to talk to them to convince them may be very important. So if that's the case for your proposal, it may go into investment in some quality things. It may involve expertise to know how to explain, that have a good knowledge, and probably in the finance before so that it can use to leverage. That becomes area that, this is not the only area, this is an area for you to consider, to open up the gap so that it doesn't become a bottleneck. Get the point? What I mean by solution, for example, for the datuk of Chris customer, the problem actually is that his bank is paying only 3% for his return, which is a problem. So Chris is giving him a solution to be more than 3%. Ta-da! Somebody wants to, for example, wants to wear bikini. The problem is that, in case my bikini line area, is not very clean, then bang, waxing become the solution. I'm going for my wedding. Not my example, I'm having my wedding soon. I need to slim down. Are you providing solution? This is where, some of us here, like for example, Justin, he will be able to segment his customers for wedding. Then the next one is more for Chinese New Year, eat too much oily food. You are creating upstream. That's what he's doing. So right now, for example, if you are into what business? Anymore? Anybody got business to share? I mean, which? Besides hotel? Andrew? Before he buys. Internet connection. Online solution. Credit card account. This is for what product? For what? For you, I have to pay online. Okay, fine. And do they need to know your company? Okay. By just knowing your company, would they do for service or you still need to see them? Okay, and then okay, so in other words, what you need to do actually, first of all, they need to be aware of your brand. Then after that, it open up the door for you to present to them. After that, they like it. After that, they will design some questions for them. After that, when you confirm it, they will pay you the money. And then they will generate a system. After that, it's all about using it. Fine? So which means in every part that you have there, it can be a possible bottleneck. But which one is the one gem at this point in time that you need to release? Otherwise, it won't be. And that part to release may be related to this type of resources that may be required. All right. So right now, you're on one of the bottleneck. Are you the only one presenting to the client? Okay. Would that be a bottleneck? Reason? Okay, so you are expanding it now. If you are presenting alone, would that be a bottleneck? All right, so right now you are getting our customers, you're getting your sales guys to help you do it. Do they have the expertise? Okay, that may be your next bottleneck.
Go on to a lot of education work to do.
Okay, all right. So that's why this is called how you identify the bottleneck. The question is that it's very different from everybody. And your role is very simple. Take that piece of paper, draw whatever you have there, tear it, throw away, draw again. That's all. After a while, you get it. After a few times, you get the correct one. It took me 10 years to play golf. My golf game still sucks. You ask Ray lah. Okay. I'm good in being perseverance, that's all. All right, for example, so it takes practice. As you do it, you'll be able to find it quite easily. Then later part, you can go more. Only one thing to share before I close this subject. One thing to share. Certain steps that you have here is not a bottleneck. It's a showstopper. Okay? It's a showstopper, which means for Andrew's case, if he cannot pay money online, nothing can happen. If they have no computer or internet to access, to look at their own research, nothing will happen. That is no longer what we call a bottleneck. It's showstopper. Without that, nothing will happen. So those are the things that you must have all the time ready. All right, the biggest bottleneck for a lot of our skincare product is called out of stock. We're out of stock, everything stops. Nothing else. However, some are bottleneck. That means not fast enough. How to increase the gaps so that actually more things can pass. As you increase more here, what happens? The next one becomes bottleneck. That's why you always blame the government. How come after doing all this roads, traffic jam? Because when you release this part, the next part becomes jam. You release this part, another part becomes jam. Natural ma. There will usually be another bottleneck in front, and you keep resolving it. Any question? Now, just one very honest feedback from anyone here. Have you completed your map? The question is, what is stopping you? I'm doing a little bit of group coaching here, 1 minute. So what is stopping you? Because the next one, there will also be group work. So what is stopping you? Every month you're going to do this. So what is stopping you? There's only one thing. No? If I do wrong, how? Am I going to mark? Or is it that if I do wrong, that means I'm stupid? No? Everybody get it right, I cannot get it right, then I must be stupid. No? I cannot accept the fact that I'm stupid. No? Then how? Right? So I think that is what is stopping most people because of the fear of writing down something that may be right or may be wrong. However, remember one thing, that is where the practice comes in. And I will give you the last challenge before I close the session. If you cannot do it, don't blame your children cannot do it, okay? Well, very good. Is it? One guy finished. It will never be complete one. You just do until it becomes logical to you. Next time you can add color. You can do this, you can do that. Chairman say 2 more minutes. So I'll take questions. Remember one thing, a lot of business challenges are related to personal challenges. And then there are a lot of parents, when I go to Yamaha school, do lah, so easy, I cannot do. I look at the parent, you can do me? All right, so if you don't do, that means go back, promise me one thing or promise one, don't scold your children for cannot do. So easy also cannot do. Teacher ask you to do, you cannot do. Teach 3 times, you cannot do. I teach you also cannot do. What give you the right to tell people cannot do now? All right, so in another way, let's turn it into something positive. I can do. And because I know how to do and practice already, I now also have qualified to tell my children they must do their homework. They must not be scared to learn new things. Because if I can do it, they can do it. More positive, right? Otherwise, your children can smell one, you know. Look at your face like that, you're also scared lah. Someone asked me to do. 地下有女執上嚟啦，咁驚，你又唔理你執。Okay, I think with that, thank you very much. You know, there will be questions. I can come over, and I will discuss more about that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Kwa. I think that was quite a good session, right? How many of you do you actually know that 95% or more of business people never ever achieve their goals? Do you know that? Do you know why? It's simply because they don't have one. All they have are dreams, all they have are illusions, all they have are, suppositions of what they can actually achieve and all this. So what Kwa has actually mentioned to you is that you absolutely need to map out whatever you want to achieve and stuff like, or at the very least know where you are heading and where everything derives from and where you are going, and therefore the very least is you would have a general picture as to what is your end destination or your end game. Yeah. Have you actually heard of the term, the whole is always greater than the sum of its parts? How many of you do not understand that? The whole is always greater than the sum of its parts. What it really means is generally that, take for example a car. Even if you drive a Ferrari, it doesn't really matter. What is the point of having a full tank of petrol when you don't have 4 tires? And what is the point of having 4 brand new tires when you don't have a steering wheel? And what is the point of having a steering wheel when you don't have an engine? Okay, so what it means is the tires, the steering wheels, the petrol and whatnot, these are the parts, the components of what makes a whole machinery. And what really happens is that you've got to put all these components together, all these very, very important parts together to make a whole, which is obviously the car. Right? So what you have actually learned today is one part or one component, which is the business mapping, which forms the very basis of it. All right? And the other component would be what Gary will be sharing in a bit, is pertaining to branding. And that's another part of it. And the following BQ++ session, we will probably share with you about something else, perhaps finance or risk management or whatever. Okay, we'll decide what we're going to be doing. And once you actually stitch all this together, you actually have a very good, complete, wholesome machinery in which you're going to be running your business strategically instead of tactically. Okay, so I won't really emphasize on that. Gary, are you ready?